of a firearm. On the 2 felony ones, there is a presumption in favor of prison, and there is not a lick of evidence here by which the court could override that presumption in favor of prison. The court determines that prison is needed to protect the public from future crime, that a minimum sentence would demean the seriousness of this offender's conduct. The court believes that consecutive sentences are necessary to protect the public and punish this offender. They would not be disproportionate to his conduct and the danger he poses, that the crimes were committed while on post-release control, that the harm is so great or unusual that a single term would not adequately reflect the seriousness of his conduct, and his criminal history shows that consecutive terms are needed to protect the public from future crime. Accordingly, it is the sentence of this court, Manson Bryant, that you serve a period of incarceration in state prison. The court hereby terminates your post-release control, and I am imposing the balance through November 15th of 2020. I believe that comes up to 623 days according to the DRC's calculation. The court sentences you to prison on count 1, aggravated burglary, felony 1, for 8 years, and 3 years on the firearm specification. The court sentences you on count 3, aggravated robbery, felony 1, to a period of incarceration in state prison for 8 years, plus 3 years on the firearm specification. The court sentences you on count 6, weapons under disability, felony 3, for 36 months, and on count 7, CCW, felony 4, for 18 months. The court makes the 2 weapons charges, count 6 and 7, concurrent with each other and concurrent to all of the other charges, the offenses. However, the court makes the 2 F1s consecutive with one another, and therefore the order of serving your prison time would be PRC time first, followed by the gun spec on count 1, followed by the gun spec on count 3, followed by count 1, followed by count 2, for a total of 22 years with credit for 231 days. The court determines that you have or will have the ability to pay restitution.
Fuck your courtroom, you racist ass bitch! Fuck your courtroom, man! You racist as fuck! You racist as fuck! Nigga, 22 fucking years! You racist ass bitch! You ain't shit! Nigga, Jay Sturgeon, Lisa Sturgeon told me about that bullshit.
Actually, you know what? Remember when I said that you had some remorse?
You never gave me probation!
Wait a minute.
You never gave me a chance!
When I said that you had a certain amount of remorse, I was mistaken. The court determines that maximum imprisonment is needed, so it's 11 years on count 1 and 11 years on count 3.
You racist bitch! You ain't shit!
Manson, calm down, bro.
Let me up the courtroom, man!
Take him out. Hey, just take him out. Just take him out. Get out of here.
You racist! That shit bullshit!
Get out.
You racist as fuck!
Hey, take him out, please. Hey, take him out, please.
I love you, bro.
I love you, man. Don't worry.
I love you, Chad.
So it's 28 years with credit for 231 days.
I don't want to hear it, man. Let me out.
Just go.
Let me out.
Hold on.
I don't want to hear it.
Go.
Let me out.
Let him go.
Let me out.
Just take him out.
Let me out, man. I swear to God, turn up this bitch.
Does counsel waive the
Let me out.
Does counsel waive the client's presence for the remainder of the advisements I have to give?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can take them.
Bitch, you are a gangster.
You want to go around the floor?
Hey, thank you, Dennis.
I love you. Thank you, sir.
Court determines that the defendant has shown no remorse whatsoever. I was giving him remorse, a certain amount of remorse in mitigation of the sentence. The defendant has shown me that he has no remorse whatsoever, and therefore the court determines that maximum imprisonment is needed. He poses the greatest likelihood of recidivism. So I believe I stated that restitution in the amount of $1,298 to victim Artura Gonzalez, judgment rendered for that amount to be monitored by the Ohio Adult Parole Authority, payable through the clerk of courts. Defendants to forfeit all items in the specification, being the pistol and ammunition, to pay the cost for a total of 22 years with credit for 231 days. The court determines that you have or will have the ability to pay restitution.
Fuck your courtroom, you racist ass bitch! Fuck your courtroom, man! You racist as fuck! You racist as fuck! Nigga, 22 fucking years! You racist ass bitch! You ain't shit! Nigga, Danny Sturgeon, Lisa Sturgeon told me about that bullshit.
Actually, you know what? Remember when I said that you had some remorse?
You never gave me probation.
Wait a minute.
You never gave me a chance.
When I said that you had a certain amount of remorse, I was mistaken. The court determines that maximum imprisonment is needed. So it's 11 years on count 1 and 11 years on count 3.
You racist bitch! You ain't shit!
Manson, calm down, bro.
Let me out the courtroom, man!
Take him out. Hey, just take him out. Just take him out. Get out of
You
here.
racist! That shit bullshit!
Get out.
You racist as fuck!
Hey, take him out, please. Hey, take him out for me.
I love you, bro.
I love you, man. Don't worry.
I love you, Chad.
So it's 28 years with credit for 231 days.
I don't want to hear it, man! Let me out!
Just go,
Let
man.
me
Hold
out!
on.
I don't want to hear it!
Go.
Let me out!
Let him go,
Let
man.
me out!
Just take him out.
Let me out, man! I swear to God, turn up in this bitch!
Does counsel waive the
I'll make y'all kill me! Let me out!
Does counsel waive the client's presence for the remainder of the advisements I have to give?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can take them.
Gangster, bitch! You are a gangster! Hey, thank you, Dennis!
Court determines that the defendant has shown no remorse whatsoever. I was giving him remorse, a certain amount of remorse in mitigation of the sentence. The defendant has shown me that he has no remorse whatsoever, and therefore the court determines that maximum imprisonment is needed.